Welcome, welcome. Excited that you're here. We are doing the Vibe106.com radio show right now. So hold on one second while we kick this off. You're listening to the 24K Life on Vibe106.com, home of R&B, old school, new school, Motown, hip hop, reggae, and 90s, 80s, and more. Simply the best music 24/7. We are excited that you are in the study of the Vibe House with us, where we reset your mind, your money, and your momentum every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. I'm your host, Derick Gant, and around here, we don't chase mediocrity. We dominate and walk in our divinity. This show is about living your 24K life. That's your best life by mastering your mind, your money, your body, and your soul to live boldly and unapologetically on your highest terms. You know what? Everybody wants to live a greater life, but very few are willing to fight for it by building the discipline and consistency necessary for freedom to be possible. And today, we're not slouching, we're adding on, we are piling on how to live your best life by not just thinking about it, not just hearing about it, but by taking massive momentum action. I hope you're ready to lock in.
I'm sure you've heard the news. Financial freedom is within your reach, thanks to Derick Gant. With over 25 years of experience, Derick's 24K life philosophy transforms everyday challenges into stepping stones for success. Imagine mastering your finances, setting and crushing your goals, and shifting your mindset to elite levels. Derick empowers you with tools for financial freedom and measurable results. His strategies are crafted to ensure you live the life you've always dreamed of. From his book to engaging workshops and online content, Derick's insights are designed just for you. Start your journey today and turn your aspirations into achievements. Visit derickgant.com. It's time to live your 24K life. Are you ready?
Hey, I always ask you, are you ready? Because it is time to lock in. Listen, the 24K Life Code is a book that I wrote. And it isn't just about my lifestyle. It's about a standard of living, which is why we use 24K, because 24 karat is the gold standard of excellence. It is the purest form of gold that you can get. And we want you to be the purest form of yourself, tapping into your gifts, your ministry, your money, your mindset to live your life at the highest level unapologetically. That's what it's all about. Listen, my code of excellence, my 24K life code allows me very simply to understand my deal breakers, my boundaries, what I will say yes to, what I will immediately say no to, because it doesn't fall in line with where I'm going and what my mission is here in life. And in case you were wondering, my mission is to help you to understand that living your best life is 100% inside your control. This is up to you. You are the one that gets to choose what you eat, when you move, where you work, how long you work there, how well do you work? Are you working like an owner, or are you working like you can't wait to get out of there? Because let me tell you something, it is a vibe, it's an energy flow, it is noticeable, and it might be why you're stuck. So today, as we continue to build on the foundation, before I tell you what we're going to talk about today, I want you to understand that you can reach out to the show. And I was just looking to see, we had like 6 people reach out last week. I was so excited about it. Most of them reached out after the show was over. But if you want to reach out, you can reach out at 419-972-1922. You can just text us that you want to be a friend to the show, and we will gladly bring your name on. We have Vanessa from Texas. Hey, V, how you doing? Thanks for participating in the show. So if you want to jump on, 419-972-1922. We'll take your text message. We'll put your questions out there, and we will address you. Make sure you understand that you are important to us and that you're the reason why we're here. Now, why are we here today? Today, we're here talking about your streams of income, your inflows. See, most people are so concerned about their income. How much money am I bringing into the house? That they don't really focus on the problem. And the problem isn't how much money you're bringing into the house. The problem is the way that the system set up your mindset about working. See, they call your paycheck your income, but really it is the outcome of all of the hard work that you did for that company that week, that month, that year. So it's the outcome that you're looking for. So if it's not truly your input or your income that they got you twisted focusing on, you should be worried about your input. What are you putting in to get the right outcome? Because the better the input or the income, right, the better the outcome, the higher your paycheck. So I'm here to help you with that. We're going to talk about the 7 streams of income that the average self-made millionaire has in his or her repertoire to help them become a cash flow or multimillionaire. Now, this is not about, I don't like the show being about becoming a millionaire. I like the show to be about how can you put your best foot forward, your best value, so that you can get the best outcomes, the best financial values, or the promotion, or whatever it is that you're looking for. So it's not about being rich, because being rich is a system. It's a process. So if we can get past being broke to having some money, to having some fitness, to having some things that make our lives better on a continual basis, the money will come. Now, I know most people that tell you don't worry about the money are already rich, and I believe that adage. But what they don't tell you is that it's not about how much, it's about what you're doing. So I can't begin to tell you how many people that we work with that show up in our universe and they make great money. They make 6 figures, but they don't have any money. And what I mean by that is that you could be making a ton of money, but if you have a ton of expenses that is negating the tons of money, then you're just a normal person making normal money, because it's not about what you make, it's about what you keep. What is the outcome? And then what is the outcome after you've done your expenses? So most self-made individuals understand that they don't have enough resources or money or outcome to overcome their normal traditional life. So they don't have enough money to overcome their expenses, their habits, their desires, their needs, and even some of their wants, and have enough left over to stack, to invest, to make their money, make them some money. Now, most people, if they do have any extra money, it's inside their 401k program. It's inside the equity of their home. They normally just don't have stacks of cash in their bank account. Now, I do have some clients that came to me that have stacks of cash, 6 figures in their savings account, and they know they could be doing even better, and so they still come for some advice. And that's a wise person. All right, doctor, you know who I'm talking about. Listen, if you want to reach the show, 419-972-1922, 419-972-1922. But today, we're going to unlock the second stream of income, how to move forward, how to move from being an employee to being an employer, and how to confront the fears of the things that come along with that. Because if it were easy, everybody would do it. Now, most of you know that this second stream of income called a side hustle. And I'm not going to get into all 7. We're just going to talk about the one that I think is the second most important. Most important is your actual income, what you get up and you go to work for every day, your 9 to 5, what pays you, your pension, your retirement. But it's that second stream of income, that side thing that you have or should have, that taps into the gift that God gave you, that taps into the purpose that God put you here for. Because all of us were put here with a special set of skills that if we use them, we know will elevate our lives. And so That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about that gift God gave you that will automatically take care of you. And it talks about, when I say it, I'm talking about the system. It talks about, you know, making more, but they also have set this deal up so that you spend more. And when you spend more, you definitely can't save more. So I told a new client this week, I said to them, I said, hey, I looked at your information that you provided me. They gave me all their information so that we can create a budget for them and a plan, investment strategy, all of it, the whole thing. And I told them that, you know, it looks like from what you're doing that you don't have an income problem, you have a spending problem. And so they looked at me and they go, well, yeah, probably. So we took a look at what they were ordering online. What are you bringing in from Amazon? What are you bringing in from the store? How many times a week do you go to the store? So we started really looking at it, and we noticed that there was just no system. There was no thought process to what they're actually spending. Because here's the deal. Your bills technically don't change. Your car payment is the same car payment for the length of the car note. Your house payment is going to be the same house payment, except for when taxes and insurance might change, or your condo association fees or your homeowners association fees might change. But for the most part, it's the same number. So if you have the set of fixed expenses and you have a regular income, we're not talking to entrepreneurs at this particular point, how come you don't have any money? And what I was sharing with the client is that they were putting money into these savings accounts, but there was no money in the savings accounts. So those are really called deferred spending accounts. Those are not savings accounts. They're deferred spending. So if you have a savings account that you have your employer automatically putting money into this account every pay period, but there's no money in the account because you keep going to get it, that is not a savings account. It's a deferred spending account. You are going to spend the money. You're just deferring it for a couple days, couple weeks, maybe a month until you go grab it. That's not going to get you where you want to be. So what I want to talk about is not sugarcoating what this takes, because it takes a lot. It takes a lot of focus. It takes some thought. It takes some patience, and it takes some isolation. Having a second stream of income that you actually are actively working for, because the goal, of course, is to get to a passive stream of income. That's income that comes in, and it's one of the 7 that you don't really work for. That's your investments making you money while you're sleeping. That is a passive stream of income. You took active sources to go make it working your 9 to 5 or working your 5 to 9. You save that money, you put it into an account, and you invested it, and now those investments are making you money. That's a passive stream of income when you have something making you money that you don't actively have to go do. The most well-known stream of income that is passive, that's mostly passive, is rental income, right? You own a property, you collect rents, you don't have to do anything but let them use your property and collect rents, make repairs, and hopefully you'll net some passive income. That's one of them that we will talk about, but not today. Today, we're talking about creating a second stream of income. And I would suggest to you, based on the thousands of clients that I've worked with over the years, that if you're not currently doing what you were put on earth to do as your main job, if you're not doing your heart's passion from your 9 to 5 or your core job, then when you go out and take a look at a second job or a second stream of income, I'm going to suggest to you that you just don't go out and go grab something at one of the retail stores or a fast food store or a restaurant or Uber driver. I'm not suggesting those are bad. I'm not at all. Those are all great opportunities if that's your opportunity. We want to manufacture an opportunity that is directly present and presented for us. I mean, it is specifically designed for our greater good. Again, if you want to hit us up at 419-972-1922. We'll take your text message. Don't call, text us, and we will reply to you during the show. Had a lot of great replies last week, so we're excited about that. Now, listen, this second stream of income, you want it to be something that you care about, that comes easy to you, that if it doesn't come easy to you, that you can invest in it time-wise. Let's say, for instance, you want to write a book. And it may not be, an ideal side hustle, but you want to write a book because it's been burning in your soul. It's going to take a lot of time, dedication, and things that you need to learn in order to produce this book. Trust me, I've done it. I've written a book. It's called The 24K Life Code, The Only Difference Between Mediocrity and Greatness. And that is living your life by a code, because if you don't, you're just average. You're living like everyone else. If you want to be great, you need to live your life with boundaries, deal breakers. Understand that discipline is freedom. It's not torture. And that's what most people think. They think a budget is torture. They think having a system where you stay in these boundaries is torture. It's not. It's freedom. People who live without boundaries are borderless, and they're everywhere. And that's why the people that hit home runs are at the batting cage practicing. They're not everywhere. They're not racing cars. They're not playing basketball. They're in the batting cage, hitting the ball. Missing more than they're making. But let me tell you, they're making more than you are. And that's where you want to be, hitting and batting 1,000. Now, we all know batting 1,000 is not necessarily a thing, but go Google what a great batting score is. I think 400 is amazing, I think. I'm not a baseball player, basketball, football. But here's the scripture that I want you to tap into. Even to your old age and your gray hairs, I am he. I am he who will sustain you. I have made you and I will carry you. That is Isaiah 46:4. What am I saying to you? I mean, God planted in us everything that we need. He says, I have made you and I will carry you, meaning whatever he gave us as a gift is the thing that's going to carry us throughout the course of our life for a good life. Not just life, a good life. I don't know about you, but I want a good life. There's a book, and you know how much I harp about you all reading. Actually, I harp about you all not reading. It's going to keep you in the dark. You have to get out there and read. I prefer that you read something according to your gifts, something that's going to expand your value, what you love, what you like, where you're going. But there's an author called Malcolm Gladwell, and he wrote a book called Outliers. And in his book of Outliers, he talks about what it takes to be considered an expert. These people that put up some memes and they say, oh, I'm a motivational coach. I'm a life coach. I'm a motivational coach. I'm a empowerment coach, because they put some memes up, but they didn't do any of the work. They didn't go to school for it. They didn't study for it. They probably haven't even overcome their own trials and tribulations to prove that they can do it. It's like being a fitness trainer and being out of shape. Why would I listen to you? Why would I watch you? Why would I follow you? If I'm going to follow you, you need to know that person has proven that they can do what they're telling you to do. And we've gotten thousands of people out of debt, thousands of people to fix their credit, and thousands of people out of financial trouble. So we can help you. But in this book, Malcolm talks about what it takes to be an expert. It takes 10,000 hours of arduous, aggressive, consistent effort at one thing to be considered an expert. I mean, that's what it takes. So if I were you, I would be taking a look at my life and I would say, what have I put in the most effort to learn? What have I put in the most effort that comes easy to me? What have I put in, 5,000 hours, maybe 10,000 that I can be considered an expert right now, that I can get at right now? Or at the very least that you're on the path to, and maybe you're halfway there. You just need to read a little bit or do a little bit more homework or get yourself some more equipment. But get yourself in a position to where your second stream of income is something you enjoy, because, or at the very minimum that you're really good at. Because if you're good at it, then you can do it long enough to get past that exponential point beyond your income and your expenses. Because you need a discretionary income. You need a profit margin that you can stack up so that you can invest in the other 6 streams of income that we're talking about. It's not complicated, but it's not easy. It's not hard to understand. It's just not easy. So here's what I would tell you. Write down everything that you think would qualify for you on this topic. What are you good at? What do you love to do? What are you passionate about? What have you spent a lot of time doing? What comes easy to you? Write that down. If you do, I promise you, you're going to see something.
You're listening to the 24K Life on Vibe106.com, the home of R&B, old school, new school, Motown, hip hop, 90s, 80s, and so much more. Simply the best music 24/7. We are in the study of the Vibe House, where we reset your mind, your money, and your momentum every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. I'm your host, Derick Gant, and around here, we like to remind you that you are coded for greatness.
Go get your money, man. So listen, being self-employed is not easy. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it. If it were easy to get fit, everybody would be fit. If it were easy, everybody would have it. Now, what you do see is a lot of people faking that they're an entrepreneur, faking that they're running something. But what they're really doing is they're playing, they're practicing, they got a little hobby going on. You don't need a hobby. You need more revenue. So understand that it's not going to be simple. It's going to take some work. It's going to take some effort. And it's going to take some consistency. If it was easy, again, everybody would do it. But let me tell you what you get from being self-employed. You get freedom to work with whom you wish and whom you don't wish. You get control over your time, over your day, hopefully eventually over your money. And you know what? If you're not just a visionary, you're the worker, you're the planner, you're the executor, you're the janitor, you're the CEO, you're the CFO, you're the CIO, you're all the hats. And it's not unusual when you start something new that you got to play multiple positions. But what happens is that if you're consistent enough and you play those positions well enough, you're going to find your lane. You're going to start to make a little bit extra money. Let's talk about extra money. It's another benefit, right? So if you decided to tap into your gift and it generated $125 a week, just extra $125 a week, $500 a month, $6,000 a year, that's $6,000 invested over a 10-year period, $60,000. You're investing at 7 to 10%. You're getting another $5,000 to $6,000 every year off that, which is what we consider to be passive income. That's just starting. That's just if you give it a moderate effort and make $500 a month. Putting that money to work for you could change the trajectory of your family, could change the trajectory of your life. And that's just $500. I keep saying it because when you really put your mind into something, you're not going to make 500. You're going to make 5,000. Eventually, you're going to make so much, you're going to be able to replace your current stream of income. But let's talk about that. We don't ever jeopardize our main resource, our main source of income for anything. So what you want to do is you want to start this second stream of income like it is your first stream of income, because now you're working for yourself. You want to do everything you can to get everything in order. So if you need licensing, if you need coaching, if you need tutoring, whatever you need, you're going to get that. You're going to begin to implement this and you're going to structure it. And you're going to structure it so that that money goes into a separate business bank account. You're not going to touch that money. But what you do get to do is that you just start deducting some personal expenses like your cell phone and your Wi-Fi over here on the business. And write-offs are great because you're no longer spending that money personally, you're spending it in your business. Now you can write that off against your business taxes. You also are going to sit there and you're going to let that money grow. You're going to let it grow because you need a cushion when you get to the point to where you're making just enough money over here as you're making in your 9 to 5. You're going to want to leave your 9 to 5. But we're going to encourage you not to do that for a while. We want you to replace this income, keep working, maybe hire somebody in your 9 to 5 that can replace you. So now that money's still coming in, not all of it because you have to pay somebody, but now that you can go out, you can make even more sales. So now you're making twice that you're making over here. Now you can consider maybe replacing yourself and eliminating this job. But it is a process. It's not something you do overnight. And you don't want to do it haphazardly. And you want to stack that cash, right? You want to invest in your business and reinvest in your business and your marketing. All of those things are the things that will make you a better business owner. It'll make you a better person. And it gets you so much deeper into your multiple streams of income. So the other thing that I would share with you is that you need a team. You got to have a team. Number one on your team is your relationship with God, being able to hear what it is you're supposed to be doing. Now, I'm a believer, if you can't tell. Now, I know I act crazy and I say some crazy things, but I'm still a believer. But here's what I truly believe, that if you commit to the Lord wherever and when whatever you do, that he will establish your plans. He will be with you. And if he's with you and you're making the right steps, you're going to know. I promise you, I've done this in my life. Just hit seasons that, man, the money was just flowing so easy. Fitness was flowing so easy. The family was flowing so easy. And you want to be grateful for those times. And you want to recognize, what am I doing in these moments that things are coming to me so easy so that I can continue? Because what we're taught to do is go, oh, if it's good, it's going to get bad. So we start looking for bad. I'm the stupidest ish I've ever heard. They tell you, oh, enjoy it while it lasts, because it doesn't last. The good times don't last forever. So that means you start looking for bad times. And I promise you, when you look for something, most often you're going to get it. I hope you're tapping in, because this is really important stuff, because most of us operate in fear. We fear failure. We feel judgment. We fear starting is too late in the game. We fear losing to AI. We fear being overlooked. We fear being too old. Let me tell you something. You cannot operate in fear. You got to operate in faith. You got to tap in, and you got to know that you were coded and called for greatness. This isn't playtime. This is your time, your season to level up and to really step into, be who you were born to be.
Are you feeling stuck in life and finances? Introducing the 24K Life Code mobile app, your ultimate solution for personal and financial support. Available now on Apple App and Google Play stores. Our app provides online coaching with expert life, business, money, nutrition, and fitness coaches. With over 25 transformative courses, you'll master goal setting, time management, personal money management, and accountability. For less than $1 a day, you gain full access, 365 days a year, to the support you need. Join our thriving community, share your daily wins, and let's build your 24K life together. Download the 24K Life Code mobile app today and start living your best life.
Okay, let me give you some practical steps real quick as we close this up. Here's some things that you need to do right away to get that second string really humming. Number one, identify your greatest God-given gift that solves a problem for lots of people. Think about that. Identify one of your greatest God-given gifts that solves a lot of people's problems. Number two, dedicate at least 10 hours a week, minimum. 10 hours a week is not a lot. In 1 week, that's not a lot. There's 7 days in a week. Hour and a half a day, you got that covered. 2 hours a day, man, you are going to get there faster. Number three, create a system around it. Don't just hustle. You have to build. We're not just grinding. We're setting up a system, a structure to help you build on top of each step that you make. Number four, trust that your value is not determined by your job. Your value is not determined by your age or even technology. It's determined by the value that God laid on your life when he created us. Those are the four things that you can do. You got to believe, you got to build, you got to structure, and you have to tap into what your gifts are unequivocally, because they're all yours. Listen, this isn't about arriving at a destination. It's about making your journey so much smoother, so much more enjoyable, and so much better. You know what, family? That's my time. I appreciate you for locking in, leaning in, and living this truth out loud with me. Until next Sunday, stay focused, stay faithful, and stay fearless. This is Derick Gant signing off from the 24K Life on Vibe106.com. Be your best, bring your best, leave nothing to chance. Listen, this episode was brought to you by Amen Poet Production Company. For your musical needs, when sound is all you got, visit amenpoet.com. And if you're ever in Ohio or Michigan and you find yourself needing help fast, call Out Today Bail Bonds at 419-944-3495. And a special thanks to Eugene, You're in the Kitchen with DJ Jamalot for his support and his sound. Listen, I'm Derick Gant. I don't want you to ever forget that you were coded. That means God imprinted you. You were coded. And then he called you forward to solve problems in this world that only you can solve with the gifts that he gave you. I hope that you know you're special, you're needed, you're necessary, and that we love you. Have an amazing week this week and be the GOAT. Hey, fam. Thanks for tuning in. Those of you that are on Facebook and YouTube, that's our show. I know that it's all on the radio, but you know what? We want to give you insight peek. So if you ever want to tap in, just reach out, DerickGant.com. We're happy to help you.